Hi, my name is Ilma, Zayana, Yazid, and this is my friend Aulia, Shafa, Fadillah. We are going to talk about changes in customer behavior facing the COVID-19 pandemic. First of all, what is COVID-19 pandemic? The COVID-19 pandemic, also known as the coronavirus pandemic, is an ongoing pandemic of coronavirus diseases 2019. Caused by severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2. The outbreak was first identified in Wuhan, China in December 2019. The World Health Organization declares the outbreak a public health emergency of international concern on January 2020 and a pandemic on March. As June of 2020, more than 8.52 million cases of COVID-19 have been reported in more than 188 countries and territories, resulting in more than 452,000 deaths, and more than 4.18 million people have recovered. How does coronavirus spread? The virus is primarily spread between people during close contact, most often via small droplets produced by coughing, sneezing, and talking. The droplets usually fall onto the ground or onto surfaces rather than traveling around air over long distances. However, recent research has shown that speech-generated droplets may remain airborne for tens of minutes. Less commonly, people may become infected by touching a contaminated surface and then touching their face. It is most contagious during the first 3 days after the onset and symptoms, although spread is possible before symptoms appear. Now, let's talk about the changed customer behavior around coronavirus pandemic. Before the pandemic, people in 2019 want to simplify their lives. At the time, they are impatient and want everything right here, right now. These two trends are linked. Minimalism is in the way which consumers want to get rid of the surplus, and the desire for here and now is related to gaining time. Both behaviors giving the consumer the chance to focus more on themselves. Brands need to address this customer behavior in 2019 and meet it with clear, short, relevant messages, says Andre Kenda, managing partner of iSense Solutions. It is that the minimalist trends and right here, right now are also correlated with the trend of escapism. The consumers are trying to free themselves from everything they feel is extra in their lives, and at the time they flee from brand messages that are not of interest to them. In this context, it is all the more important today that brands make efforts and study what consumers want in their order to adapt their messages and be relevant in their interaction with them, says Tryon Nasties, managing partner of iSense Solutions. Then, the pandemic was declared. Across the countries in Asia, we've seen the rise of homebody economy as consumers stay at home due to concerns about the virus and shift their spendings to serve this new lifestyle. In Indonesia, 50% of consumers have reduced out-of-home entertainment, and 46% have reduced eating out. On the other hand, 49% of consumers cooked at home more often. And this has driven the sales growth of staples and fresh products such as eggs, meat, poultry, fruit, and vegetables. To prepare for stay-at-home measures, consumers around the world have been purchasing similar products as part of their pantry preparation. In Indonesia, many shoppers turn to modern trade outlets some differences across consumer segments and regions. On the national scale, upper-class consumers shop more at supermarkets than other consumers. Meanwhile, the trend in Jakarta is different, where not only upper-class but also middle-class and lower-class consumers shop at supermarkets rather than traditional markets. In addition to stocking up, pantry goods, health, and hygiene have become major concerns for customers amid current pandemic. After being in quarantine living, people started a restricted living, where there are several restricted shopping trips, online fulfillment is limited, and price concerns rise as limited stock availability impacts prices in some cases. The Indonesian government said that it needed to implement the so-called new normal to keep the economy running while maintaining restrictions to contain the spread of COVID-19. We understand the difficulty of imposing restrictions to the fullest extent while every country, including Indonesia, has to keep the wheels of the economy turning, said National Development Planning Minister Suharto Manoarfa in a press briefing. To cope with this situation, Suharto added Indonesia needed to enter a new normal at least until the vaccines and medicines for COVID-19 were available, or until contagion could be suppressed to a sufficiently low level. We have to ensure that the health protocol is implemented with strict discipline in daily social activity, he said. The government has claimed that it is not yet time to ease large-scale social restrictions, but simultaneously government officials have been calling on citizens to coexist with the virus. The World Health Organization said that countries taking steps to ease restrictions and transitions towards a new normal must make sure COVID-19 transmission is controlled and that communities have a voice and are engaged in a transition.
From seeing this perspective, new normal have a positive side and a negative for every generation, especially as millennials. Talking about the positive side, there are some things that were originally suddenly stopped completely, but with the existence of this new normal, all that stopped slowly returned to normal. For example, the economic growth and movement have been slowing down, and some business even stopped. In addition, for the graduates of 2020 and people who are in their final years are having difficult time. On the other hand, there are many more positive things that can be done in this new normal but still meet the existence health protocol standards. From the negative side, there are quite a lot of people, and especially teenagers of our age, who abuse this new normal condition. There are young people who actually hang out with friends, reunions, etc. around us and ignoring the practice social distancing and health protocol. Not only them, but a lot of our citizens do that too. This new normal lifestyle is very effective and should be more disciplined.
Hey, fanatic. Let's go.